Growing your own peas is a fairly straightforward thing to do, but you can help yourself along and get a faster germination by using the method that I use. When you get your peas in your packet, they usually come like this. They've basically been dried out. And most people just plant them like that, straight in the soil as they are. But I find that they do germinate quicker and more reliably if you soak them the day before. So basically I take them and I'll put them in cold water, soak them overnight. And then they'll look like this, fully rehydrated, and then I'll plant them. Also, during that process you might notice one or two that's got like black marks on them. Put them to one side. The chances are they will not germinate. And then it's just a case of filling the tray with compost and planting your peas to get your plants, and I'll show you how I do that as well. So I'm just filling up this tray with some all-purpose compost. Then we're just going to give it a light press down. Now that we've got this seed cell filled, we're going to give it a good water. Bear in mind that when you're sowing peas, they are a cold hardy crop. So there shouldn't be any problems with them germinating. But by rehydrating them first, just gives them that extra bit of a push. So get in that water, let it settle down a bit, and then we'll get us peas in. Another advantage of soaking the peas overnight is they will start to produce a shoot. So it's already started trying to grow before you even put it in the seed cell. This variety that I'm using is a Maincrop variety. It's called alderman. The plants themselves actually grow to like 6 feet tall. You need to make some sort of a frame for them to grow up. Ideally, you want to be placing rows of canes and then netting across the front, because they have these little tendrils that will wrap around the net as they pull themselves up and grow. So all you want to do when you come to actually planting these seeds is simply just push them in the soil. General rule of thumb when you're doing seeds, only plant them as deep again as the size of the seed. And that goes for pretty much any seed, whether it's big or it's small. But when you're doing these, you can actually multi-sow these peas. So you can put 2 to 3 peas in each cell and then take them out as one clump and then pop them in the ground, and they will all grow up together and you'll get more cropping in less space. As I was saying, you can put 2 to 3 peas per cell. I wouldn't go any more than 3 though, because the problem with that is once they do start growing, the roots will grow quite fast, and if you've got more than 3 peas in there, the roots are going to start wrapping around each other quickly. You've got 3 times the root growth per cell, so that if you can't put them out straight away, you're either going to have to pot them on somewhere bigger, or they're going to sit in there and they'll get root bound, and then that's going to harm the plant. So as a rule, 2 to 3. And I can see by these I've got just enough for 2 per cell, and a couple left over, but not enough to do 3. So basically you'll end up with this. There's a couple in each cell. they've made contact with soil. You can give them a little push down as well if you want. Just push them down a little, make sure they've got good contact with the soil. The soil's already been moistened as well. And then we're going to cover them over. There's no need to give them a fine covering because obviously the pea seeds are so big, so you don't have to be particular about putting a really light covering of compost on top of these. They'll push through quite easily. So now we've done that, nicely covered them up, give them another quick water. Making sure they've got a really good soaking. We'll probably not need to bother watering these now until they actually emerge from soil. Because the peas are hydrated, they're in damp compost, so that should pretty much do them until you see them coming out. Just one other piece of advice that I will give you regarding peas. Cover them up. If you've got something like a propagator lid, something that you can put over the top until they've germinated, then you'd be well advised to do that, because mice will dig the peas out of the soil because they eat them. I found out the hard way. But yeah, anything like that, just put something, a lid over the top so mice can't get in there. They don't need any light until they actually come out, so another tray upturned will do perfectly fine as well. So if you haven't got one of these lids, just do that. Just stand another tray on the top, put something on top to weight it down, a stone or something, and then there's no way that the mice are going to be able to get to your pea seeds.